Hey everybody, it's Joe with Joe Knows Cryptos here with my daily video update. And if you're not watching the stock market, to me that seems to be where the action and excitement is today. I'll get into cryptos as well today, as gold and silver a little bit. Going to touch on those things also. But so yesterday we had the stock market down over 800 points, which if you don't follow the stock market, that is a huge, huge drop. Maybe one of the biggest of all time, especially for one day. And then today, people really didn't know what to expect. Some people thought maybe it would bounce back. Maybe they thought they would see some of those gains, brought back. A lot of people thought an upward day, and then there were the other half of the people who thought it was going to continue downward. Well, it did continue downward, and it continued downward strongly, down over 550 points again today, which is another huge, huge drop. So why is the stock market going down? I was watching some of the stock channels here for about the last couple hours of the day, and they're all saying, "Oh, we're not really sure why it's going down." I mean, there were some uh, speculative talk of companies maybe their earnings not being as high as what they thought they were going to be. But you know what? What it all comes down to, and Trump hit it right on the head when he bashed the Fed in his tweets. Um, it's raising of the interest rates. That's the explanation. I mean, you raise interest rates, it makes things more expensive. When things more expensive, they become less profitable. When they become less profitable for companies, companies lose money on them. It just makes sense. So analysts and projections, they all know that. And especially when the Fed warns that they're going to be raising rates at least two more times this year, next year, that's not a good sign for uptrending markets. What it should do is, make the dollar stronger, but who knows? Who knows? So you also have your camp of people who have been saying for the last 2 to 3 years that the stock market is way overvalued. Uh, Earnings ratios are way higher than what the stock values are. And I have to agree with that to a large extent. You have to look at companies like Tesla, who have never made a cent. They've never been profitable on anything, yet their company was, valued at billions and billions of dollars. So no, none of that does make sense. And I learned back in the tech bubble when that burst that you know PE and earning ratios shouldn't be in the double digits, and some of these are way at 100%. Never mind 50, 40, 30, 20, 10% where they should be at no higher than 10. They got them at 100%. So these earning expectations, um, they're way out of whack. They're way out of whack. This market has a long way to fall if it does come down. Um, Now, of course, they do have your plunge protection teams that can come in and stop these um, big downward falls from happening. But if people lose confidence, and they can lose confidence quickly, uh, people are afraid of losing their money, and they pull it out. And when they pull it out, they just don't pull it out of the stock market. They pull it out of everything because they're afraid. They're like, okay, let's just take everything out of everything for now and just have it in cash and just be safe and see where this thing lands and see if it settles down or see if it continues to slide. But I don't want to have my money out there and lose it. All right, and that's the attitude of a lot of people, and I can't blame people. So when they took money out of the stock market, they also took it out of the cryptocurrency market. The only thing that money went into was gold and silver. Gold and silver both had decent gains the last 2 days. Um, and, this is still early. It's only 2 days that it's dropped, but it's dropped significantly in 2 days. And it's going to be interesting to see where it plays out. You have Friday coming up, and then you have your weekend. A lot of people don't like to get caught with their pants down on Friday and then have a weekend, to dwell on what's going on with my money. Is it going to be down again on Monday? And I just have a feeling people might start pulling out again of the market again on Friday. It just seems natural. Of course, nothing's certain in stocks and trading, but that's just the sentiment I have. It seems to be the momentum of the market is downward. Um, so let me talk about cryptos to go along with that. So I think people took money out of everything, the stock market, the crypto market. Now, the crypto market should not be affected by interest rates because it's not um, a US dollar or currency, unless people feel that the US dollar is going to gain strength and cryptos are going to lose strength. But it doesn't really, to me, add up because the US dollar fiat currency is always going to be fiat currency, and crypto is always going to have its own separate value from that. So I think a lot of people took their money out. Let me continue on the crypto thing for a second here. So as far as a bottom on crypto goes, I believe that the bottom, you have to look at the market cap on this, and it went from 217 billion to I think we're at about 201 billion. So it dropped about 16 billion in a course of 2 days. If it does continue to go downward, I do see it bottoming out. The lowest I think it would go would be 188 billion. That seems to be the very bottom when we had our bear market. After that, I think it's just nothing but hodlers in the market, and those people are not going to sell no matter what. If you hold a gun to their head, they love their cryptos. They'd rather sell anything. They'd rather sell their car than sell their cryptos. Those people are going to be in it. So that's not much more downward room for cryptos to go. If you average it out into the market, it may be another 10%. I don't think that's going to happen though. Now, one thing I mentioned in the video yesterday is when people take money out of stocks, the money just doesn't disappear. It's either going to go into their bank account where they're just going to hold on to it and wait and see, or they're going to invest it into something else. But when you sell stocks, it's not like cryptos. You don't have the money immediately. You have to wait for the sale to clear, which can take a few days, 2-3 days. And then if you actually want to have the cash available, you have to request it from your brokerage, your brokerage house, which takes another couple of days. So I mean, by the time you sell a stock and you actually have a cash in hand, and then you get the check, and then the check's got to clear, I mean, it can be up to a week. It could be 5 days. And that's if people did it on day one of the stocks going down. So if you're thinking, why didn't the crypto market go up? It's because the people need to reallocate and move these funds around before they can actually make any purchases of anything. Now, you've seen gold and silver go up because when people take the money out of these stocks, they can just put it, put it right into a silver or gold stock, stock, silver or gold stock. So that, makes those all go up because they're pretty much all sold on derivatives anyway. And when they're sold on derivatives, they don't actually have to physically buy the gold and silver. It's just a piece of paper like an IOU, and that makes the prices increase. It's on the supply and demand, even though realistically the price of gold and silver should be way higher than it is. So anyway, another thing I noticed, because I used to be quite involved with gold and silver, be quite knowledgeable on it. And when cryptocurrencies came about, I noticed a lot of people that invest in gold and silver also invest in cryptos. And I noticed a lot of the money that came out of gold and silver went into cryptos. So as we see money come out of stocks and into gold and silver, I believe that the people who don't put their money directly into gold and silver are going to eventually put it into cryptos because they realize that crypto should not be affected by the stock market. The crypto market has already had its sell-off. It's already down this year. The stock market has been inflated and pumped and inflated and pumped for years now. People are, I think, afraid that this might be the top of the stock market. However, if they're knowledgeable at all at the cryptocurrency market, they know that it has gone down dramatically this year, and its potential to go up is quite dramatic. So I think you may see a little reverse action here. Stocks down, gold and silver up, and then eventually crypto's up. And it's gonna maybe take a little while to settle and sort out, and for cash to be allocated into bank accounts, and then has to be sold into Coinbase, and then from Coinbase then you can finally buy your crypto. So it could take a week before we see things start to turn around. and it could be sooner than that, because people may start to just realize that, hey, I got this money on the sideline, I'm not going to put it back in the stock market. It's way too risky right now. I took it out of cryptos because I didn't know what was going on, but it seems like it's pretty stable here, and there's some good deals in cryptos. Maybe I'll just go ahead and get back in there. And then we've got your people who have taken your money out of the stock market and are just waiting to see what happens with it. And if the stock market continues to go down, I strongly believe you're going to see a nice run in the cryptocurrency market. And those are my thoughts on the day. Again, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Sorry, when you do your videos outside, you do get some street noise. So like, subscribe, ring the bell, and I can make more videos, and I'll keep making these videos, especially if you like what you hear, if you're gaining anything from it. If there's anything you want me to talk about, please leave it in the description below, not in the description, in the comment section below. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, or anything you think I'm missing on, or something that you like that I say, or anything that you want me to cover more of, please leave it in the comment section. I read all the comments, and I'll be able to talk about those in future videos, okay? Until then, I love you guys. God bless. Peace out. Bye-bye.